Hello everybody, this is Desder100 and I'm just going to cut to the chase. This is a video response to the SpectrumPusle, aka Mark Godin, in response to the surface pressure discourse. And I just want to say, Mark, I never contested to the fact that you dislike surface pressure or what you said about the song in your video. I also did not contest to the article that you quoted in which Lin-Manuel Miranda stated that he looked to his older sister for, inspiration. What I did say, though, is that Lin-Manuel Miranda knows what it's like to be under pressure, and I gave my reasons as to why that is. For one, he's basically the textbook example of a model minority. Lin is probably one of the biggest Latino playwrights in the past decade, and whenever Hollywood needs a new song, the first Latino they're going to look to is Lin-Manuel Miranda. And he's talked about ad nauseum how much stress and pressure that puts him on. After I left that comment, Mark, you responded with some weird Marxist fallacy talking about how because of Lin-Manuel's perceived status and wealth, that he can't possibly feel these common basic emotions and is clearly just emotionally stunted because he's rich. Why would he care what people say about him? Because clearly he's not human. I mean, he has all that money. He can't be. Which is not only really weird, but also really problematic. And additionally, you brought up all of these unrelated points that wasn't even a part of my initial statement. You brought up things like, his political alignment and all this stuff, and none of that had anything to do with my point. And on top of all of that, the main point I'm trying to make is that none of that mattered in 2005. No one gives a shit who you're related to, especially when you're a minority. The only thing they saw Lin-Manuel Miranda as was a brown guy trying to make his dreams come true. But they don't care about that. They don't care that his dad is Luis Miranda. They don't care that his mom is a popular psychiatrist. All they care about is his capitalistic value, which back in 2005 was zilch. He's talked about at length at how hard it was to get In the Heights off of the ground and all of the things that he had to fight tooth and nail to keep. And regardless of what you think of it, that was hard. And Lin's work, the fact that it took off, the fact that it was popular, was a miracle. Because it could have easily flopped. And I think it's a little weird to try to take this weird leftist angle and try to downplay the success he's had and try to make it seem as if wealth or status played a role in it, when none of that matters when you're a minority. You can be from a wealthy family or whatever, but people don't care about that if you don't have anything to offer them. They don't care if your dad is Bill Gates, if your aunt is Beyonce. It's what can you do to us? And if you fail, that's it. You don't get another chance. White people can get all the chances that they can get, but if you are not white, you're not a part of the racial majority, it doesn't matter. And just to prove that, the In the Heights movie that you brought up, it didn't take a decade to get made because of conversion or something. It took that long to get made because Universal Studios gave up on it because they felt that there were no bankable Latinos. So, fuck it. They just threw it away, and Lin had to try to get his film away from the Weinstein Company and eventually gave it to Warner Brothers. Yeah, all of that despite his quote-unquote status. And no offense, Mark, but the last thing I need is a white guy telling me how the bigotry in Broadway works. I am a former black theater kid who grew up in the Broadway community. I lived through it. I'm not an outsider looking in who's observing, a guy who's a part of the racial majority. No, I know what it was like, and I knew how big Lin's stuff blowing up like this was to many of us people of color, because they're like, finally, a guy like that made it, and it looks like he's taken all of us with us. But after Lin went from being this underground, underrated guy to being this cultural juggernaut because of the zeitgeist, more and more people placed expectations on him. Because it's like, well, you're already in the room where it happens. Why not, do this? Why not push the envelope? And the issue is that because he is the token minority in a lot of this stuff, yeah, he's not able to represent everybody, but the ball is always in his court because of the status he's been granted. And that's why In the Heights the movie has so much controversy attached to it. And that's basically about it. I was never trying to contest or critique the fact that you had Surface Pressure on there. Look, I'm mixed on the song too, but I personally don't think it's that deep. I think it's okay. And to be perfectly honest, I think the main reason you don't really like the song is because you don't like the movie that it's attached to, which by extension makes you not like anything else about it. But that's it.